The first window for formal observations opened on October 17th, and many teachers have had the opportunity to take part in the observation cycle. As Window 1 continues, please be reminded that this is the first of 2 or 3 formal observations for the year, depending on your years of teaching. Because this new evaluation system is based on growth, the first observation allows teachers to identify a status score in the strategies and behaviors that were evidenced and scored using the rubrics. 50% of the teacher evaluation will be based on the evidence of instructional practices observed in the classroom or work environment. The state has provided approval on the protocols for scoring at the highly effective, developing or needs improvement, and unsatisfactory levels. The protocols were discussed and decided upon by the District School Board of Pasco County and the United School Employees of Pasco. Highly effective identifies at least 60% of scorable elements at the innovating level and no scorable elements at beginning or not using. Effective identifies at least 60% of scorable elements at applying or innovating. Developing or needs improvement identifies less than 60% of scorable elements at applying or higher and less than 50% of scorable elements at beginning or not using. Unsatisfactory identifies at least 50% of scorable elements at beginning and/or not using. The student growth component of the teacher evaluation system will comprise 50% of the overall score. It will evolve over the next few years as additional test instruments and value-added models become available. The state has provided a value-added model run by the American Institute of Research based off of reading and math FCAT scores. The value-added model is not based on a status score. This means that it is not simply computing the percent proficient using single test score data. It is also not based on simple growth. This means that it does not simply measure the change in a student's performance from test to test. The value-added model measures the teacher effect as defined as the portion of student growth that can be attributed to the classroom teacher. It is designed to level the playing field by accounting for differences in the proficiency and characteristics of students assigned to teachers. The value-added model allows us to look at the student's level of performance unique to that student but based on the teacher's added value. It identifies the level or score an individual student should make when taking certain variables or covariates into consideration. This chart illustrates how the student's prior performance and other factors are used to predict performance. The predicted performance represents the level of performance the student is expected to demonstrate after statistically accounting for factors through a value-added model. The difference between the predicted performance and the actual performance represents the value added by the teacher's instruction. The covariates or variables are prior FCAT scores. Up to 2 years of a student's prior FCAT scores will be included in the calculation. Disability status, also known as the student's primary exceptionality. Number of enrolled courses. This variable counts for each student the number of courses they are enrolled in that is linked to the FCAT test according to the course code directory. English language learner status. This variable accounts for students enrolled in an English language learner program for less than 2 years. Gifted status denotes whether a student is enrolled in a gifted program. Attendance, mobility, difference in modal age, meaning if the student has been retained or not, class size, and the homogeneity of test scores in the class. Senate Bill 736 specifically states that when calculating the student growth portion of the teacher evaluation system, we cannot consider gender, race, ethnicity, or socioeconomic status. There are advantages to the value-added model, which include: teachers are able to teach classes of students who enter with different levels of proficiency and possibly different student characteristics. Value-added models level the playing field by accounting for differences in the proficiency and characteristics of students assigned to teachers. Value-added models are designed to reduce the influence of differences among entering classes. Teachers do not have advantages or disadvantages simply as a result of the students who attend a school and are assigned to a class. For the 2011-2012 school year, the value-added model will provide teacher-specific data for FCAT-related courses. The students assigned to teachers in terms will be used to determine the base group. The number of students who meet or exceed their expected level of performance will be used to calculate the percentage of students assigned to the teacher demonstrating student growth. The following range will be used to determine the student growth ranking for the teacher: highly effective, 75 to 100%, effective, 40 to 74%, needs improvement or developing, 20 to 39%, unsatisfactory, 0 to 19%. These numbers will be rounded to the nearest whole number. Please remember that the student growth portion of the teacher evaluation system accounts for half of a teacher's summative evaluation score for the 2011-2012 school year. For teachers of classes that are non-FCAT related, this method will be applied at the school level using the same ranges to identify the school-wide student growth component. The school-wide component averages reading and math FCAT scores. As test instruments and value-added models become available in other areas, those instruments will be used in a similar way to calculate an individual teacher's student growth component. A complete list of non-classroom teachers is available from your administrators and can be found on the Staff Development and Employee Relations websites. At this time, we are continuing negotiations with the union on the source of data to be used for itinerant staff. We will share the information related to itinerant staff as it becomes available. Our next podcast in December will provide information related to the summative aspect of the teacher evaluation system. We invite you to attend a teacher evaluation regional meeting designed to learn more about the teacher evaluation system. The schedule for the regional meetings can be found on the Staff Development and Employee Relations websites. We are here to work through this implementation period together and appreciate your service to our district. We understand that many of these elements are outside of the control of our district and outside of your control, especially during this first baseline year of implementation. It is important to focus on what you can do to prepare for your evaluation. Please take the time to review the rubrics for the instructional practices portion of the evaluation. Maximize the efficiency of your pre- and post-observation sessions to share relevant information with your observer, and seek advice about your professional development opportunities aligned with your areas of need. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please contact Amy Bolts in Staff Development or Kevin Shibley in Employee Relations. In closing, the following quote was provided by Megan Riley, a teacher at Bayonet Point Middle School. "The new teacher evaluation process is not at all scary. I found it to be quite helpful. Although I am tweaking the way I teach, it has been good for my students. I'm seeing positive results in the way they learn. My advice to you is to thoroughly utilize the time in your pre- and post conferences. Take time to tell your administrators all about your students. Please see this as an opportunity to grow and become a better teacher. We appreciate your dedication to this change and thank you for your commitment to the students of Pasco County. Thank you."